Imagine carrying around two tiny guardians in your body, each no bigger than a fist, silently filtering 50 gallons of blood every single day. They never complain, never take a break, and yet most of us forget they're even there until trouble begins. And when the kidneys start to struggle, it doesn't always shout at you. It whispers, a little fatigue, a touch of swelling in the ankles, a queasy stomach. By the time many people realize what's happening, their kidneys may already be in serious danger. In the United States alone, over 36 million adults are living with chronic kidney disease, and shockingly, 9 out of 10 don't even know it. But here's the hopeful truth. What you eat can either damage or protect these quiet heroes. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Channel Vital Science for Seniors. Today, let's explore 10 superfoods that can help heal and protect your kidneys. When I think of garlic, I don't just think of flavor. I think of medicine hidden in plain sight. I once had a patient named Clara in her late 60s who came to me worried about her rising blood pressure and high creatinine levels. She told me her grandmother used to crush fresh garlic and mix it with honey whenever someone was ill. Science has now caught up with those old traditions. When garlic is chopped or crushed, it releases a powerful compound called allicin. Think of allicin as a shield. It helps protect your blood vessels from stiffening, lowers bad cholesterol, and even keeps blood pressure in check, which is vital for kidney health. High blood pressure is one of the biggest villains when it comes to kidney damage, but garlic gently loosens that grip. Studies, including one published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition, show garlic's antioxidants can reduce inflammation and protect kidney tissue from harm. The beauty of garlic is in its simplicity. Fresh cloves, crushed and left to rest for a minute before cooking, give your body the most allicin. For Clara, adding a little garlic each day, along with her treatment plan, helped lower her blood pressure and gave her back a sense of control. Sometimes the smallest clove carries the greatest power to protect your kidneys. Not long ago, I sat with Harold, a retired teacher in his 70s, who was frustrated because he'd been told to cut back on red meat after his lab work showed early signs of kidney strain. "What's left for me to eat, Doc?" he asked. That's when we talked about fish, not just as food, but as a kind of medicine from the sea. Unlike heavy meats, fish provides high-quality protein without overloading the kidneys. Even more important, fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and mackerel are packed with omega-3 fatty acids. Imagine omega-3s as the oil that keeps the gears of your body turning smoothly. They reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and even help balance blood sugar, three of the biggest threats to kidney health. In Harold's case, swapping 2 red meat meals each week with baked salmon didn't just protect his kidneys, it also lifted his energy and mood. The science is strong. Studies show omega-3s can slow the progression of kidney disease and improve heart health at the same time. The trick is in preparation. Grill, bake, or steam your fish instead of frying it, and avoid too much added salt. With every bite, you're not just feeding your body, you're giving your kidneys the gentle care they need to keep you independent and strong. I'll never forget Maria, a vibrant grandmother in her early 60s who loved gardening but felt worn down by constant fatigue and the looming worry of kidney disease. She asked me, "Is there anything sweet I can enjoy without harming my kidneys?" My answer was berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, cranberries. These are nature's jewels, sparkling with antioxidants that act like tiny repair crews inside your kidneys. The colors themselves are clues. The deep reds and purples come from compounds called anthocyanins, which mop up free radicals, those unstable particles that scratch and scar kidney tissue over time. Berries are also naturally low in potassium and phosphorus, two minerals that can build up dangerously when kidneys weaken. And here's the delightful twist. Despite their sweet taste, berries may actually help lower blood sugar, easing the burden on kidneys already stressed by diabetes. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate more berries had improved markers of vascular health, which directly protects the delicate filters in the kidneys. Maria began blending a handful of blueberries into her morning yogurt, and she told me within weeks she felt lighter, more energetic, and less guilty about enjoying something sweet. In every handful of berries, you'll find both pleasure and protection for your kidneys. There was a gentleman I treated named Samuel, 71 years old, who had been told to cut back on protein because his kidney numbers were worsening. He felt trapped. Protein gave him strength, but too much was said to burden his kidneys. The answer, I told him, was not to give up protein, but to choose the kind that nourishes without adding stress. Egg whites are a beautiful example. Imagine them as pure building blocks, high in protein, but low in phosphorus and cholesterol, unlike the yolk. This matters because phosphorus, when it builds up in the blood, can weaken bones and strain the kidneys further. The protein in egg whites contains all the amino acids your body needs to repair and rebuild tissues, including the very filters inside your kidneys. They even carry selenium, a quiet but powerful antioxidant that shields your cells from oxidative stress. For Samuel, replacing his morning scrambled whole eggs with fluffy egg white omelets gave him energy without tipping the scales against his kidneys. The change was small, but his lab results and stamina improved over time. Think of egg whites as a gentle ally, strong enough to support your muscles, but soft on your kidneys, offering strength without sacrifice. When Evelyn, a soft-spoken woman in her late 60s, first came to me, she carried a small notebook filled with questions about diet for kidney disease. One entry stood out: are apples safe? The answer, thankfully, is yes. Apples are more than safe. They're healing. Imagine biting into a crisp apple and sending a wave of gentle care through your kidneys. Unlike many fruits, apples are naturally low in potassium and phosphorus, which makes them easy for the kidneys to handle, even in later stages of kidney disease. Their skin is rich in quercetin, an antioxidant that shields kidney cells from the daily wear and tear of free radicals. Apples also contain soluble fiber, which works like a sponge, pulling excess cholesterol and toxins from the bloodstream before they can add strain to those delicate filters. There's even evidence that apples help regulate blood sugar, which is crucial since diabetes is one of the leading causes of kidney damage. Evelyn began enjoying a sliced apple every afternoon with a cup of tea, and she noticed her digestion improved, her cravings lessened, and her energy steadied. Sometimes the simplest fruit, one we've known since childhood, holds the power to protect us as we age. A humble apple a day truly can help protect your kidneys. One of my patients, George, a retired bus driver in his 70s, had always been skeptical about vegetables. But when his doctor warned him that his rising creatinine levels signaled kidney stress, he became willing to try anything. That's when we talked about onions. At first he laughed. "Doc, onions? Really?" But onions are much more than kitchen staples. They're packed with compounds like quercetin and anthocyanins, antioxidants that act like a protective coat of armor around the kidney's fragile filters. They also have a gentle detoxifying effect, helping the body clear out excess uric acid that, if left unchecked, can lead to painful kidney stones or joint troubles. Onions are naturally low in potassium, making them a safe choice when many other vegetables must be restricted. And their mild diuretic effect encourages the body to release excess fluid, easing the workload on kidneys that are already struggling. Scientific studies confirm onions can also help regulate blood pressure, one of the most dangerous forces against kidney health. George started adding raw onion slices to his salads and lightly sautéed onions to his dinners. Within months, not only had his blood pressure improved, but he admitted sheepishly, "Doc, I actually like the flavor now." Sometimes healing comes from the foods we've overlooked the most. I remember counseling a woman named Linda, 65, who was anxious because she felt trapped by her diet for kidney disease. She missed variety and worried that food had become her enemy. That's when I introduced her to the humble radish. At first glance, radishes don't look like much. Small, crisp, a little peppery. But inside, they carry a remarkable gift for the kidneys. They are naturally low in potassium, which is crucial for those trying to protect kidney function. Yet they burst with vitamin C and anthocyanins, antioxidants that shield kidney cells from damage. Their high water content works like a natural rinse, helping flush toxins through urine without straining the kidneys. Radishes also contain special compounds called glucosinolates. These act like the body's cleanup crew, reducing inflammation and supporting detoxification pathways. I suggested Linda add thinly sliced radishes to her salads or even roast them lightly as a side dish. To her surprise, she enjoyed both the flavor and the lightness they brought to her meals. Over time, she said radishes made her feel less restricted and more in control, almost like her food was working with her, not against her. Sometimes the smallest, simplest vegetables remind us that protection and healing can come in unexpected, crunchy little packages. Some years ago, I met Robert, a 70-year-old former carpenter who wanted to eat healthy, but was overwhelmed by conflicting advice, especially about vegetables and his kidneys. Kale was at the center of his confusion. He'd read it was a superfood, but also that it contained too much potassium. The truth lies in balance. Kale is indeed rich in potassium, which means those with advanced kidney disease need to be cautious. But for others, when consumed in moderation, kale can be a true gift. Picture it as a shield of green, loaded with antioxidants like vitamin C, beta-carotene, and lutein, all of which help protect kidney tissue from oxidative stress. Much like rust protectant keeps old tools from corroding, these antioxidants don't just defend, they also support healing in kidneys already under strain. Kale is also packed with fiber, which helps regulate cholesterol and blood sugar, two major culprits in kidney decline. I advise Robert to enjoy smaller portions of steamed kale alongside his meals, pairing it with other low-potassium foods to keep balance. He found it empowering that he didn't have to give up a food he enjoyed, but could use it wisely. Kale reminds us that even strong medicine must be taken in the right dose, powerful in protection, but always with respect. One chilly afternoon, I spoke with Anna, a 68-year-old grandmother who had struggled with high blood pressure and early signs of kidney stress. She loves sipping tea, so when I suggested ginger tea, her eyes lit up. Ginger is more than a spice, it's a healer that reaches deep. When you slice or grate fresh ginger, it releases compounds like gingerol and quercetin, which act like firefighters, rushing to put out the tiny flames of inflammation that slowly damage kidney tissue. Those same compounds also help regulate blood pressure, one of the fiercest enemies of kidney health. Think of your kidneys as delicate filters. When pressure builds too high, those filters get scarred. By gently lowering that pressure, ginger offers relief. Research has even linked ginger to improved insulin sensitivity, reducing the blood sugar spikes that so often accelerate kidney disease. Anna began enjoying a cup of ginger tea each morning, feeling both comforted and empowered. Within weeks, she noticed her energy lifting and her blood pressure readings becoming steadier. Ginger is proof that healing doesn't always come in the form of a pill. It can come in a warm, fragrant cup that soothes the spirit while protecting the kidneys. Sometimes medicine is as close as your kitchen counter. I once treated Margaret, a lively 72-year-old who had recently been placed on a low-potassium diet after her kidney tests showed concerning changes. She feared she'd never enjoy vegetables again. That's when I introduced her to cabbage. Unlike many dark greens that are high in potassium, cabbage offers a gentle alternative. Think of it as the dependable friend, mild, versatile, and full of protective compounds. It's rich in vitamin C and vitamin K, along with plenty of fiber to support healthy digestion and stable blood sugar. But what makes cabbage especially valuable are its glucosinolates, natural plant chemicals that transform into isothiocyanates when the vegetable is chopped or chewed. These act like vigilant bodyguards, reducing inflammation, neutralizing harmful toxins, and even offering anti-cancer properties. For kidneys, that means less oxidative stress and lower blood pressure, two critical defenses against ongoing damage. Margaret began adding steamed cabbage to her dinners and discovered it absorbed flavors beautifully. She later told me she felt less restricted and more hopeful. Her plate looked full again. Sometimes protection doesn't have to be exotic. It can come from something humble and affordable in every grocery store. With each bite of cabbage, you give your kidneys both nourishment and relief, allowing them to keep serving you faithfully. So, my friend, as we close this journey, remember your kidneys are quiet heroes, working tirelessly to keep you alive and well. They ask for so little, just that you care for them with the foods you choose, the habits you nurture, and the respect they deserve. From garlic to cabbage, each of these superfoods offers a thread of healing, weaving together strength and protection for years ahead. It's never too late to begin, never too late to change the story of your health. I'm Dr. Brian. Thank you for joining me. Stay hopeful, stay strong, and stay well.